all the time, whereas you shouldn't have to.
More than £2,000 has now been refunded to cover Lucy's vet bills. Darren and Nikki say all they want is for someone to say sorry. Charlotte Grant for Central Tonight.
Tech firms based in the United States and Canada have recruited a headhunter to scout for places to set up in the Midlands. They're being attracted by talent already working here and generous breaks for startups.
Yes, there are already 12,500 tech firms in the West Midlands, and our business correspondent Mark Goff has been to see some of them, including one which is using technology to scout for top-flight footballers.
Javi Garcia back on sentry duty.
When the big-name teams, both here and abroad, want to scout for the next big talent, they come to Lee JAMISON. After years in the insurance industry, he set up Scout 7, a scouting website for professional football teams. A network of scouts and correspondents around the world feed match statistics and video about promising players. The clubs then pay to go on the website. The statistics tell them how often a player plays, how often he scores, even if he's prone to injury.
We actually work with 18 clubs in the Premier League now. Big clubs abroad: Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Ajax, Marseille, PSV Eindhoven. About 160 clubs now across the world. We're the only company in the world that do what we do. There are companies who are looking in at us now, who are trying to copy us in a way, but in essence we're very fortunate to be where we are, doing providing a unique service into professional football.
Ewan Chester is Chief Scout at Birmingham City.
What Scout 7 does do is it can maybe lead us to a player to watch and give us an early steer on emerging players.
Lee is based at Birmingham Science Park. There are 150 technology companies here. Kevin CORTI runs Soshi Games. They've developed a game to run your own music festival. Players can buy tracks online, and Kevin's company gets a cut. The Midlands, and Birmingham in particular, is the gaming centre of the UK. The technological brains are here, and it's cheaper than being in London.
There's a great legacy of games companies having been here for 2 decades. So you've got that kind of pool of knowledge and skills that's specific to the games industry. I think secondly, because the salary rates are so much lower compared to, say, the South East, I think you're probably looking at about 25-30% lower salary costs for a start.
Foreign firms are making a beeline for Birmingham. Dan Licari is an advisor to tech firms wanting to relocate.
Over the last 6 months in particular, we've been speaking with companies from Canada, the US, some of the Far East, but also from the rest of Europe, looking for some sort of advantage with respect to location, but also looking at how they might be able to access new markets, particularly English-speaking markets.
And it's easier for firms to set up now. Tax breaks for gaming firms announced in the budget last month will help too. In recent years, firms have left Britain for other countries because they offer better tax breaks.
In the games industry, we've lost an awful lot of staff abroad, to Canada predominantly, because they have such huge tax breaks there. So it's a chance, I think, for the UK games industry to pull some of their staff back, or at least retain some talent they've already got and invested in. 41%
of the losses we've had in the last few years have been largely due to tax breaks to people like Canada and France, as well as some on the Far East in Singapore and South Korea.
That's why the Science Park is offering deals to new firms.
You can get a 6-month Entrepreneurs for the Future programme consisting of 6 months free office space, access to mentors, building a community around you who can actually drive your business forward.
When we first set the company up, we were very isolated. The programmers, the developers were working in a very, very isolated environment. And when you actually come into an environment such as the Science Park, where you've got other technology companies, you learn from them, you interact, you bounce ideas off each other, and you're no longer insular. It's a huge value.
Marketing Birmingham says there are 12,500 tech firms in the Midlands. Codemasters, based in Leamington Spa and Birmingham, won a BAFTA for its Formula One game.
There's no reason really to kind of stop any kind of limit on the West Midlands and the Birmingham area in particular becoming a real hub for digital business, because I've worked all over the country and all over Europe, and I can tell you with a very certain fact that more and more people come into this area for various reasons. I mean, it's a real centre of excellence now.
And a centre of excellence which looks destined to grow. Mark Goff in Birmingham for Central Tonight.
Still to come here on Central Tonight. A